Hello, my amazing learners, and welcome to today's English podcast. Today, I am here to tell you something that will change your life. Listen to me carefully. English is not difficult. English is not impossible. You can speak English fluently, and you can do it faster than you think. I know many of you feel nervous when you try to speak. You hesitate, you get stuck, and sometimes you don't even try because you are afraid of making mistakes. Maybe you have been learning English for years, but when the time comes to speak, your mind feels empty. You know the words, you understand English when you read or listen, but when it's time to talk, you freeze. I understand this feeling. I know the frustration. You want to speak, but your tongue feels heavy. Your brain says yes, but your mouth says no. And that, my friends, is the moment fear wins. But today, I want to tell you something different. From this moment, you don't have to struggle anymore. You don't have to feel stuck anymore, because I'm going to show you how to learn English in the easiest, most natural way possible. Now, let me ask you this. Why is it that after years of studying English, so many learners still struggle to speak fluently? Hold that thought, because in today's session, I will not only answer that question, but I'll also give you the first key that can completely change the way you learn English forever. But before I reveal it, let me give you a little teaser. There is one simple mindset shift that makes you learn English 3x faster. I'll share that in a few minutes, but first, let's talk about why English feels so difficult in the first place. Most learners think English is all about memorizing grammar rules, passing exams, or learning complicated vocabulary lists. But let me tell you something shocking. This is not how fluent speakers actually learned. Think about it. When was the last time a native speaker said, "Oh wait, let me check my grammar tense before I talk to you"? Never. So why are you doing it? Why are millions of learners trapped in grammar books while real fluency slips away? I want you to do something with me right now. Say this out loud. English is easy. I can speak English. I am learning every single day. Go ahead, repeat it with energy. One more time. Feel the difference? These are not just words. These are commands to your brain. The more you say them, the more your brain starts believing them. Now, I know what you're feeling. Some of you have been learning English for years. You know the vocabulary, you can read and understand movies or articles, but the moment you try to speak, your mind goes blank. I've seen this happen to thousands of learners, and honestly, I've been there myself while learning another language. I remember sitting in a restaurant abroad, wanting to order food, but the words just wouldn't come out. My brain was working, but my mouth was frozen. And guess what? I ended up pointing at the menu like a child. Embarrassing, right? But that's the exact reason I'm here with you, because I know what it feels like to be stuck, and I know how to break free. So here's the big question. If grammar and memorization are not the key, then what is the secret? I'll reveal that shortly. But first, let's deal with the biggest enemy of fluency, fear. Think about it. Why do you hesitate to speak? Is it because you don't know English? No, you know it. You understand it when you listen, you read it daily. The problem is not knowledge. The problem is fear. Fear of making mistakes, fear of being judged, fear of looking silly. And here's the truth. Fear is an illusion. It's like a wall in your mind that disappears the moment you walk through it. Now, listen carefully because this is where things get interesting. Have you ever wondered how you learned your first language? Did your parents sit you down with grammar books? Did you memorize verb charts? Of course not. You learned by listening, copying, repeating, and making mistakes. That's it. And guess what? This is exactly how you will learn English too. Here's a little exercise for you. Close your eyes for a second. Not if you're driving, okay? Imagine a baby learning to walk. He falls. He gets up. He falls again. But he never says, "Oh no, maybe walking is too difficult. I'll just give up." No, he keeps trying until walking becomes automatic. Now, open your eyes. That baby is you, and English is your walking. Mistakes are not the end, they are the beginning. From today, I want you to erase one sentence from your mind forever. My English is bad. X. Instead, replace it with, I am improving every day. I am learning and growing. Say it with me right now. Seriously, say it aloud. I am improving every day. I am learning and growing. Now, here's where it gets really exciting. In just a few minutes, I'm going to show you how to completely surround yourself with English without moving to another country. Yes, you can create your own English environment right where you are. But before we get there, let's close this first section with a powerful reminder. English is not difficult. The biggest barrier is not grammar, not vocabulary, not accent. It's mindset. The moment you believe English is easy, your brain will stop resisting and your fluency journey will speed up. This, my friends, is step 1. And trust me, it's only the beginning. Stay with me because in the next section, I'm going to reveal the real reason learners get stuck and how one small daily habit can set you free. Let me ask you something powerful. What if I told you that the only thing stopping you from speaking English fluently is not knowledge, but fear? Yes, fear. Not grammar, not vocabulary, not accent. Fear. And once you remove it, fluency comes naturally. Think about the last time you wanted to say something in English but stayed silent. Maybe at work, maybe in class, or maybe while traveling. You knew the words, you understood the question, but your mouth just froze. How did you feel in that moment? Embarrassed? Frustrated? Angry at yourself? I've seen that face on so many learners. The face of someone who knows English but is locked by fear. And let me tell you a story. When I was learning another language, I had the same problem. I still remember one day I was in a coffee shop. I wanted to say, "Can I have a spoon with my coffee?" But instead, I mixed up the words and said, "Can I have coffee with a spoon?" The waiter gave me the funniest look and just smiled. I felt embarrassed, but later I realized something important. That little mistake didn't stop the conversation. The waiter understood me, I got my coffee, and life moved on. Here's the truth. Mistakes are not proof that you're bad at English. Mistakes are proof that you're learning English. If you're not making mistakes, it means you're not practicing enough. Even native speakers make mistakes every single day. Slips, grammar errors, wrong words. The difference? They don't stop speaking because of it. I want you to think about one funny or awkward English mistake you made. Maybe you pronounced something wrong or mixed two words. Smile at it. Laugh at it, because that mistake is your medal. It means you were brave enough to try. Later in this podcast, I'll share a 3-word sentence that instantly boosts your confidence in any English conversation. Just 3 words. But before I reveal it, I want to dive deeper into why so many learners stay stuck for years. Remember in the last section, we talked about a baby learning to walk? The baby doesn't quit after falling. He gets up again and again until walking becomes natural. The same goes for English. If you fall while speaking, if you forget a word, mispronounce something, don't quit. That fall is necessary for your walk. Now, let me break this down clearly. The difference between someone who becomes fluent and someone who stays stuck is not intelligence. It's not memory. It's persistence. The fluent person keeps trying even when it feels uncomfortable. The stuck person gives up after embarrassment. Which one are you going to be? Say this with me. I will not be afraid of mistakes. Mistakes are my teachers. Mistakes are my friends. Good. Repeat it one more time. Louder this time. Feel how powerful it is? In a few minutes, I'm going to show you how to practice English in your daily routine, brushing your teeth, cooking food, even talking to yourself. But before that, let's talk about mindset. Because without the right mindset, no technique will work. I once coached a student named Ahmed. He studied English for 10 years in school, but never spoke a single sentence. Why? Because he was waiting to be perfect. The day he stopped worrying about perfection and started speaking, even with mistakes, everything changed. Within 6 months, he was having full conversations. What changed? Not his grammar, not his vocabulary, his mindset. Perfection is a trap. If you wait for perfect English, you will never speak. Instead, aim for communication, not perfection. English is a tool, not a trophy. You don't need perfect grammar to order food, to ask for directions, to make friends. You need courage, practice, and consistency. Here's an exercise for you. Think about the last time you used English successfully, even if it was a small moment. Maybe you asked for water. Maybe you said hello to someone. Celebrate that. Write it down. Remember it. Because every small success builds your fluency muscle. In the next section, I'm going to give you 5 powerful daily exercises that can transform your English faster than any grammar book. One of them involves your phone, one involves your mirror, and one involves your own voice. Curious? Stay with me. For now, remember this. Fear is not real. Fear is just a habit of the mind, and just like any habit, it can be broken. Every time you choose to speak instead of staying silent, you break that fear a little more. And soon, English will stop being scary. It will become natural. So, my friends, stop being afraid of mistakes, laugh at them, learn from them, and keep moving forward. Because your fluency is not waiting for you in a book. It's waiting for you in the courage to speak. Let me ask you a simple question. Did you know your phone can secretly train your English? Yes, the same phone you use for scrolling, texting, and watching videos can become your most powerful English teacher if you use it the right way. I'll tell you how in just a moment. But first, I want you to remember something important. Fluency does not come from studying for 1 hour a week. It comes from living English every single day. Many learners believe they must live in an English-speaking country to become fluent. That's wrong. You can create your own English environment right where you are, whether you're in Pakistan, India, Egypt, Brazil, or anywhere else. Fluency is not about location. It's about immersion. So let's start with the phone trick I mentioned. Change your phone's language to English. Why? Because you spend hours on your phone every single day. Every time you open it, you'll see English words. Settings, messages, gallery, notifications. Without realizing it, your brain will get used to reading English naturally. Mini engagement. Pick up your phone right now. Go to settings. Change the language to English. Do it while you listen to me. And in a few minutes, I'll also share a mirror exercise that feels strange at first, but will transform your speaking confidence. Trust me, it's one of the best-kept secrets of fluency. Right now, most learners think in their native language first, then translate into English. This makes speaking slow and stressful. The secret? Start thinking in English directly. Example? When you wake up in the morning, don't think, "Mujhe daant saaf karne hain," or "Mujhe chai banani hai." Instead, think, "I need to brush my teeth. I am making tea." Mini exercise. Right now, look around your room. Name 5 things in English. For example, this is a chair. This is my book. I see a window. I have a bottle of water. The fan is on. Simple, right? Yes, it might sound funny, but talking to yourself in English is one of the most powerful tools. Stand in front of a mirror and have a conversation. Example: "Hello, how are you today?" "I am good." "I have a lot of work, but I feel great." Why does this work? Because when you talk to yourself, you practice without fear of judgment. Nobody is laughing at you. Nobody is correcting you. You are free to speak. Engagement. Promise me you'll try this tonight for 5 minutes before bed. Just 5 minutes of mirror talk. Do you know actors and public speakers use this exact same technique? They stand in front of a mirror, rehearse, adjust their tone, and improve their confidence. If it works for them on stage, it will definitely work for you in conversations. Take sticky notes or small pieces of paper. Write English names of objects around your home: door, fridge, table, mirror, cup. Stick them everywhere. Each time you see the object, say it aloud. This is a cup. I drink tea from this cup. Mini engagement. Right after this podcast, choose 5 objects in your room and label them in English. Tomorrow, add 5 more. Within a week, you'll have 30 English words around you, constantly training your brain. In the next section, I'll show you exactly how to use these words in real conversations, like shopping, eating out, and meeting friends. But before we get there, let's continue with more daily hacks. This one is big. Many learners believe they must know perfect grammar before speaking. Wrong. If you focus too much on grammar, you'll always hesitate. Instead, start with simple sentences. I am eating. She is going to school. They are playing football. When you repeat and use these sentences, grammar will come naturally. Remember, children don't study grammar. They copy and repeat, and eventually their grammar becomes correct without stress. Let's play a quick game. Which sounds more natural? A. Yesterday I go to market. B. Yesterday I went to the market. Of course, B is correct,
But if you said A in real life, people would still understand you. That's the point. Fluency is not about being perfect. It's about being understood. Here's a golden technique. Choose a short video or audio in English. Listen carefully to one sentence, then pause and repeat it exactly. Copy the tone, pronunciation, rhythm. This is called shadowing. Example, if you hear, "I am going to the market," don't just read it, repeat it with the same sound. I am going to the market. I am going to the market. Engagement. Let's try one right now. Repeat after me. I am learning English. I am getting better every day. I can speak fluently. Great job! Do you know this shadowing technique is used by actors to train accents? Even singers use it to improve pronunciation. If it can make someone sound like a Hollywood star, imagine what it can do for your English. Here's a simple daily plan to make English natural. Morning. Name objects in English around you. Afternoon. Make 5 simple sentences in your head. Evening. Watch or listen to English for 20 minutes. Night. Talk to yourself in English for 5 minutes. Do this every day, and English will stop being a subject. It will become your lifestyle. Now, here's where it gets even better. In the next section, we will practice real-life conversations at the market, in a cafe, with friends, and at home. These dialogues will prepare you for real situations so you never freeze again. So remember, fluency is built through action, not theory. Change your phone, talk to yourself, label your world, stop worrying about grammar, and repeat daily sentences. These small steps, when done every single day, will create a massive transformation in your English. And trust me, when you practice this consistently, one day you'll look back and laugh. Why did I ever think English was difficult?
Have you ever frozen when someone asks you a simple question like, "How was your weekend?" You know the answer in your head, but the words just don't come out. Embarrassing, right? Well, in this section, I'm going to give you real-life conversations you can practice today. So the next time someone asks you something simple, you'll answer naturally and confidently. And here's a teaser. Later in this section, I'll reveal the 2 most powerful words for small talk that almost every learner ignores. These 2 words can keep any conversation going. Stay tuned. Morning routine conversations. Self-talk exercise. When you wake up, don't just get out of bed in silence. Speak out loud in English. Good morning. I feel fresh today. I slept well. Let me brush my teeth. Now I'm washing my face. I'm making tea. Engagement. Say these aloud with me right now. Ready? Good morning. I feel fresh today. I am brushing my teeth. I am making tea. Great job. With family example. Imagine you're talking to your mom in the morning. You say, "Good morning, Mom. How did you sleep?" Mom says, "I slept well. What about you?" You say, "I slept fine. What are you making for breakfast?" Mom says, "I'm making eggs and toast. Do you want tea?"
You say, yes, please. I love tea in the morning. Simple, right? Natural, real, and practical. Shopping and market conversations. Self-talk before leaving. I need to buy some vegetables. I will take the bus to the market. Market dialogue example. You say, excuse me, do you have fresh tomatoes? Shopkeeper says, yes, here they are. You say, how much is 1 kilo? Shopkeeper says, it's $2 per kilo. You say, okay, I'll take 2 kilos. And I also need onions. Shopkeeper says, here you go. That will be $5 in total. You say, here's the money. Thank you. Shopkeeper says, thank you. Have a nice day. Pause this podcast and repeat this dialogue out loud. Pretend you're in the market. Pattern interrupt. Mistake acceptance. Even if you forget the word onion, don't panic. Just describe it. That round vegetable, white or red. Communication is more important than perfect words.
Cafe and restaurant conversations. Ordering at a cafe. Waiter. Hello. What would you like to order? You. 1 coffee and 1 lemonade, please. Waiter. Anything else? You. No, that's all. Thank you. Waiter. Your order will be ready soon. Common mistake tip. Most learners say, I want coffee all the time. Try upgrading it to, could I have a coffee, please? I'd like a coffee, please. These sound more polite and natural. Mini quiz. Which sentence sounds more polite? A. I want coffee. B. Could I have a coffee, please? Of course, B sounds better. Meeting friends. Dialogue example. Friend. Hey, how are you? You. I'm good. How about you? Friend. I'm fine. What are you doing? You. Nothing much, just relaxing. Do you want to go for a walk? Friend. Yes, that sounds great. Small talk tip. 2 secret words. Remember I promised you 2 magic words for small talk. Here they are. First, and you. Whenever someone says something, you can always add, and you. I'm good. And you? I like tea. And you? This keeps the conversation flowing. Simple but powerful. Evening and family time. Dinner table example. You. Today was a long day. What did you do today? Family. I went to the market and met a friend. You. That sounds nice. What did you buy? Family. I bought some vegetables and fruits. You. Great. Let's have dinner. I'm very hungry. Self-talk before sleeping. Today was a good day. I learned many new things. Tomorrow I will practice again. Now it's time to sleep. Good night. Say your own good night sentence in English right now. Travel and public conversations. At the bus stop. You. Excuse me, does this bus go to the city center? Stranger. Yes, it does. You. Thank you. How much is the ticket? Stranger. It's $1.50. You. At the airport. Staff. Can I see your passport, please? You. Here you go. Staff. Do you have any luggage? You. Yes, 1 bag.
Staff. Okay, your flight will board at gate 7. You. Thank you very much. Now, these are just a few real-life dialogues. But in the next section, we'll go even deeper. I'll reveal advanced fluency hacks, techniques used by public speakers, TED presenters, and even actors to sound natural, clear, and confident. So stay with me, because this is where your English starts sounding like a pro.
Remember this. Practice daily conversations, not just grammar rules. English is not something you study, it's something you live. The more you use these dialogues in real life, or even with yourself, the more natural you'll become. And next time someone asks you, "How was your weekend?" you won't freeze. You'll smile, you'll answer, and you'll keep the conversation flowing. Let me share a secret with you. The fastest way to sound fluent in English is not to learn more grammar, but to change the way you practice speaking. Yes, you heard me right. Grammar doesn't make you fluent. Practice, techniques, and confidence do. In this section, I'm going to give you the exact hacks that actors, TED speakers, and public presenters use to sound natural and confident. And before we finish, I'll give you one daily phrase that native speakers say almost every day, but English learners almost never use. Add this phrase to your speech, and people will instantly think, "Wow, you sound natural." Stay tuned for that. Microphone hack number 1. Listen and copy. The fastest way to improve pronunciation is by listening and copying. Choose a short sentence, listen carefully, and repeat it exactly. Tone, rhythm, stress, everything. For example, native speaker says, "I want to go to the park." You don't just read it, you copy the sound. "I want to go to the park." Now, repeat with me right now. I am going to the market. I am learning English. I feel more confident every day. This simple daily practice will make your English sound natural without forcing an accent. Here's something surprising. Even native speakers don't pronounce every word clearly. They connect words, reduce sounds, and speak with rhythm. That's why you sometimes feel English is too fast. The good news? By copying short sentences daily, your brain will catch this rhythm automatically. Speaking hack number 2. Speak slowly and clearly. Many learners think speaking fast will make them sound fluent. Wrong. Speaking too fast usually makes pronunciation unclear. The secret? Speak slowly and clearly. Fluency is not speed, it's clarity. Now, try this right now. Say slowly. Hello, my name is name. I am learning English. Today is a beautiful day. Notice how much more confident it sounds when you slow down. Hack number 3. Record your voice and compare. Here's a powerful exercise. Record yourself saying a sentence. Then, listen to how you sound. Compare it with a native speaker. You will immediately notice what needs improvement. Maybe pronunciation, maybe intonation. Then record again. This is like watching a replay in sports. It shows you exactly where you need to improve. After this podcast, record yourself saying, "I'm feeling good today." "I want to practice English every day." Then compare with how I just said it. In a few minutes, I'll share with you a 3-second rule that removes hesitation instantly. But first, let's talk about confidence. Hack number 4. Build confidence, not perfection. Why do so many learners hesitate to speak? Fear of making mistakes, worry about pronunciation.
Lack of practice. Translating from native language before speaking? The solution? Stop chasing perfection. Even if your English is not perfect, you can still speak confidently. People don't care about perfection. They care about communication. Say aloud right now, I don't need perfect English. I need confident English. Hack number 5, the 3-second rule. Here's the rule. Whenever you want to say something, don't wait more than 3 seconds. Just speak. Why? Because the longer you wait, the more nervous you feel and the harder it becomes. Example. Your friend asks, "What did you do yesterday?" Don't overthink. Within 3 seconds, say, "I went to the park." "I watched a movie." "I had a great day." Even if it's simple, it keeps the conversation flowing. Think of yesterday. Within 3 seconds, answer this question. What did you do yesterday? Say it out loud right now. And here's something funny. Even native speakers use this trick. If they forget a word, they don't freeze. They use another word. Instead of saying, "I misplaced my keys," they might say, "I don't have my keys. I don't know where they are." See? Communication first, perfection later. Hack number 6. Start thinking in English. This is the ultimate key to fluency. If you always think in your native language and then translate, you'll always be slow. Train your brain to think directly in English. Start small. When you see a tree, think tree. When you're eating, think I am eating rice. This is delicious. When you're walking, think the weather is nice today. Look around you right now. Name 3 objects in English without translating. In a few minutes, I'll share a daily plan that trains your brain to think in English automatically. But first, let's cover one more advanced hack.
Hack number 7. Practice real conversations. Confidence doesn't come from studying. It comes from speaking. So, practice real conversations daily. Talk to yourself. Talk to a mirror. Talk to a friend. Even talk to a voice assistant like Siri, Alexa, or Google Assistant. Example dialogue practice with yourself. Hello, how are you today? I'm good. I have some work, but I feel positive. What are you doing later? I'm going to cook dinner and then relax. Even if you practice alone, you're building fluency. Here's the plan to reprogram your brain. Morning. Name everything around you in English. Bed, pillow, window, sunlight. Afternoon. Make 5 to 10 simple sentences in your head. I am eating lunch. I am reading a book. Evening. Watch or listen to English for 20 minutes. Don't just read subtitles. Repeat after the speaker. Night. Talk to yourself for 5 to 10 minutes. Reflect on your day in English. Today was a good day. I learned something new. Tomorrow will be even better. Do this for 30 days straight, and your brain will stop translating. It will start thinking directly in English. We've covered pronunciation, confidence, and thinking in English. But in the final section, we'll go even deeper. I'll show you how English is more than a language. It's a bridge to culture, confidence, and opportunity. And I'll close all the curiosity loops we opened earlier. So, remember these hacks. Listen and copy. Speak slowly.
record your voice, use the 3-second rule, think in English, and practice daily conversations. These are not just tips, they're weapons. With these, you'll not only speak fluently, but also confidently. And now, let's move to our final section, where English becomes not just a skill, but a superpower. English is not just words. English is not just grammar. English is not just another subject in school. English is a passport to culture, to opportunity, to confidence, to freedom. Think about it. Every time you learn a new English word, you're not just learning vocabulary, you're opening a door to a new movie, a new friendship, a new job, a new place in the world. Remember earlier I promised you secrets? The 3-word sentence that boosts confidence? It's this: I can improve. Whenever you feel stuck, say it. The 2 words that keep small talk alive? And you? Simple, but powerful. And the one phrase native speakers use almost daily is no worries. 2 words that make you sound natural, relaxed, and confident. Here's the truth. English is more than a skill. It's a bridge that connects you with people across the world. Imagine this. You're at an airport and you meet someone from Japan, another from Brazil, another from Germany. What language will you all use to connect? English. English is the common ground, the language that lets you share stories, ideas, and laughter with someone you've never met before. Do you know Nelson Mandela once said, if you talk to a man in a language he understands, it goes to his head. But if you talk to him in his language, it goes to his heart. When you speak English, you're not just transferring information, you're building connection. And that connection is powerful.
Let's pause for a moment. Before I share Daniel's story with you, I want to give you a small but powerful challenge, something that will not just inspire you, but also make you practice English right now with me in real time. Because remember, learning is not only about listening, it's about doing. And today, I want you to do. Target, mini challenge. Repeat after me. I'll say a few sentences slowly. Your job, repeat them out loud, no matter where you are. Don't worry about your accent. Don't worry if you make a mistake. Just speak. Are you ready? Okay, let's go. I am learning English every day. Now your turn. Pause. Great. Small steps bring big results. Your turn. Pause. Excellent. Consistency is my superpower. Say it with energy. Pause. Perfect. See? Just by repeating 3 short sentences, you have already practiced speaking, improved your pronunciation, and built confidence. That's how small steps work. They may look tiny, but they add up. Power of small actions. Let me explain why I gave you this little challenge. When you repeat sentences every day, you train your brain to think in English. It's like planting seeds in a garden. One seed looks small, but water it every day and it grows into a plant. Give it sunlight and it becomes strong. With time, that plant can even grow into a tree. Your English works the same way. One small practice today, another tomorrow, and slowly you grow stronger. Listening plus speaking combo. Now, let's try something different. I'll say a sentence And I want you to repeat it twice. First time, say it slowly. Second time, say it with confidence, like you really believe it. Ready? I don't need to be perfect. I just need to keep going. Now, confidently, I don't need to be perfect. I just need to keep going. Beautiful. You see, the second time you spoke louder and stronger, your English didn't just improve, your confidence did too. Writing exercise in your mind. Now, imagine you have a small notebook. I want you to write in your mind, or if you have a pen nearby, even better, write it down. Write this sentence. Today, I practiced English. I am proud of myself. Yes, write it or imagine writing it. Because when you write, you tell your brain, this is important. And when your brain believes it's important, it remembers longer. Why these exercises matter? Maybe you're thinking, these are so small. Do they really help? The answer is yes. Science shows that when we practice in short, focused bursts, our brain creates stronger connections. It's like charging your phone. You don't need to plug it in for 10 hours at once. You just charge a little every day, and it stays alive. Your English is the same. These small daily charges, listening, repeating, writing, keep your language alive. Quick energy break. Interactive. Let's wake up your energy. Clap your hands once. Pause. Now say with me, I can do this. Say it louder. I will do this. And finally, with a big smile, English is part of my life. See how your energy just changed? That's the power of speaking positive sentences. Your brain feels good, your mood lifts, and your motivation grows. Imagine your future. Close your eyes for a moment, unless you're walking, and imagine this. You are in another country. You're sitting in a cafe. The waiter comes and asks, "What would you like to order?" And you, without fear, smile and say, "I'd like a coffee, please." Simple, right? But that simple sentence feels powerful when you say it in real life. Now, imagine you're talking to a new friend. They ask, "Tell me about yourself." And you confidently say, "I'm learning English. I practice every day, and I'm improving step by step." Feels good, doesn't it? That future is waiting for you, and every little practice today takes you closer to it. Your turn to create. Now, I want you to make your own sentence. Think about your life. What is one thing you do every day? For example, I make tea every morning. I read a book before bed. Now, say that same thing in English. Take 10 seconds and try. Done? Great job! That's how you connect English to your real life. Connect the dots. Let me connect all these exercises for you. Repeating sentences builds your speaking muscles. Writing sentences strengthens your memory. Positive affirmations grow your confidence. Imagining the future gives you motivation. Creating your own sentences makes English part of your real life. Do you see the pattern?
It's not about learning everything in one day. It's about building small daily habits that stick. Star transition to Daniel's story. And that's exactly why I'm about to share Daniel's story with you. Because Daniel didn't become fluent by studying 10 hours a day. He didn't memorize 1,000 words at once. No. He simply practiced small steps, just like the exercises we did together. He repeated, he wrote, he showed up every day. And over time, those small actions transformed his life. So now, let me share with you a real story, a story about the power of consistency.
Have you ever felt shy speaking English, even when you knew the right words? You're not alone. In fact, most learners know what to say, but freeze when it's time to actually speak. If you don't fix this, your confidence will hold you back at work, at school, even in friendships. But stay with me, because today I'll share Emma's story and the 3 exact strategies she used to go from shy to confident in just a few months. Quick question before we dive in. What's the scariest situation you faced while speaking English? Was it at school, at a job interview, or maybe ordering food? Think about it, because you'll see how Emma handled hers. Emma's story, from silence to confidence. Emma, a university student from Brazil, loved watching English movies and listening to English songs. She had been studying English for 7 years. On paper, she was good at English. She knew grammar, she could read novels, and she even wrote beautiful essays. But here's the problem. Whenever someone asked her a question in English, her heart raced, her palms got sweaty, and then silence. She often told herself, "What if I make a mistake? What if they laugh at me? What if they don't understand me?" Sound familiar? Maybe you felt that same fear too. One day, Emma joined an international student program in London. On her very first day, a professor asked her to introduce herself in English. She froze. She mumbled a few words, but inside, she felt embarrassed. That night, Emma decided something needed to change. She didn't want to feel powerless in conversations anymore. She wanted to speak English with the same joy she felt when listening to her favorite songs. The turning point. Emma created a simple 3-step system for herself, and this system transformed her life. 1. Practice in safe spaces. Instead of waiting for perfect English, she started speaking with her roommate, who was also learning English. They promised not to judge each other. Every mistake became a joke. Every sentence was a win. 2. Record and reflect. Emma began recording herself on her phone. Just simple things, like talking about her day for 2 minutes. At first, she hated her voice, but after a week, she started noticing small improvements. She sounded clearer, more natural. 3. Small wins every day. She challenged herself to order coffee in English, ask for directions, or chat with classmates for just 30 seconds. Those tiny victories gave her huge confidence. After 3 months, Emma was no longer the silent student. She was the one raising her hand in class, asking questions, and even making jokes in English. The lesson for you. Emma's story teaches us something powerful. Confidence doesn't come before speaking. Confidence comes from speaking. If you wait until you feel ready, you'll wait forever.
But if you practice in safe spaces, reflect on your progress, and collect small wins, your confidence will grow naturally. Quick practice exercise. Let's do this together right now. I'll give you a sentence. Repeat after me with confidence, even if you're alone. I can speak English with confidence. Repeat it out loud. Great! Now let's try another. I can speak English with confidence. Perfect. Remember, the more you say it, the more you'll believe it. So let me ask you, what's one small step you can take today to boost your confidence in English? Maybe it's recording yourself for 2 minutes. Maybe it's ordering food in English. Or maybe it's starting a short conversation with a friend. Whatever it is, do it today, because every small step builds the bridge to big confidence. And who knows, just like Emma, a few months from now, you might look back and say, "Wow, I can't believe I was once too shy to speak."
Think about your favorite movie. Maybe it's Avengers. Maybe it's Harry Potter. Maybe it's a romantic comedy. When you watch it in English, you feel the emotion directly, without translation. Or music. How many times have you hummed along to an English song without fully understanding it? Imagine the joy of understanding every lyric, every meaning, every story behind it. Mini engagement. What's your favorite English song? Say its name out loud. Then promise yourself, one day I will understand this song completely in English. Let's be real. English opens doors. Better jobs, international business, global travel. Want to work for a multinational company? English is required. Want to study abroad? English is required. Want to start a YouTube channel, podcast, or blog for the world? English gives you the reach. It's not just about language, it's about opportunity. But let me stop here and say something important. English is not a measure of intelligence. English does not make you better than others. English is simply a tool that gives you more choices. And the more choices you have, the more powerful you become. Now, let's reflect on your journey in this podcast. In Section 1, you learned that English is not difficult. The real enemy is fear. In Section 2, you understood that mistakes are not your weakness. They are your teachers. In Section 3, you got practical exercises, phones, mirrors, sticky notes that bring English into your daily life. In Section 4, you practiced real-life conversations, shopping, cafes, friends, travel, so you never freeze again. In Section 5, you discovered advanced hacks, shadowing, the 3-second rule, thinking in English, that unlock real fluency. And now, in Section 6, you see the bigger picture, English as culture, connection, opportunity. Do you remember when I asked you in the beginning, why do so many learners fail even after years of study? Now you know the answer. It's not grammar. It's not vocabulary. It's fear, hesitation, and wrong methods. And you now have the tools to break free from all three. So, here is my challenge to you. Don't just listen to this podcast and forget it. Take action today. Change your phone's language. Talk to yourself for 5 minutes. Label one object in your house. Speak one English sentence before bed. Tiny steps, but tiny steps taken daily lead to massive transformation. Say this with me right now, loudly and proudly. Fluency is built daily. Mistakes don't matter. Effort matters. I can do this. I once had a student who cried because she couldn't introduce herself in English after years of study. But she didn't give up. She started small. Self-talk, sticky notes, mirror practice. Within a year, she stood on a stage and gave a speech in English.
When I asked her how she did it, she said, "I just practiced every day, even when I was afraid." That's the lesson. Courage, not perfection. So, my amazing learners, this is not the end. This is the beginning of your fluency journey. From today, English is no longer just a subject. It is part of your life. And one day, soon, you'll look back and say, "I did it. I became fluent. I believed in myself." Until then, keep practicing, keep speaking, keep growing. Because fluency is not a dream. It is your destiny.